There we are, we're back, we're online. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, my friends. This is, of course, the one, it's the only, it's the MRC show that never ends. And we're back here. This is your first of your Monday night entertainment, and we're here in the beautifully sunny British Grand Prix at Silverstone. So welcome one, welcome all to what is surely going to be an extremely exciting and fun-filled, well, hour and a half or so of your Monday evening 4-hour Tier 2 action. Just before we get into qualifying, though, I'm going to introduce my man alongside me this evening. He is the man who likes to qualify a little bit differently to everybody else and make his way through the field, which he does extremely well on many, many occasions. He's our multinational, multilingual Mr. Anton. Good evening, my friend. I like it. Yeah. I mean, Chris will be happy that you're going British. Connor will be disappointed that you're not going Dutch for some reason. But no, great to have you, my friend. It's been a while for ourselves on commentary. Yeah, good call, actually. It probably has. Yeah, with a few last season, wasn't it? Yeah, it's been a while this season. And already we're on round 11. I mean, we had a break through the bank holidays, but it's already, how are we already? It's at round 11. It's just flown by. Yeah, well... No, we don't, and I think that's the same for a couple of the tiers, isn't it, as well? You know, there's a few of them like that that are so tight, whether it's the drivers, whether it's the constructors, and it is very, very tight, and it also makes it even more exciting as we come to the closing stages of this season. So we're on board with DS Julian currently in the beautiful Papaya McLaren. On the medium tyres, we've got a few drivers setting those initial laps, and he's actually bailed on that lap time. Yep, Scottish Ninja. Good to see him up in Tier 2. There's Grant. Yeah, there's quite a lot of drivers out on track early, and it's one of those that is quite a long lap anyway. And the pit lane is one of the longest on the calendar. I mean, an usual pit stop's roughly 30 seconds or so. So, you know, really can hamper your strategy throughout the race. And, yeah, really, really difficult to get it right to really maximise the time. You want to be out there on track as much as possible. And we don't know yet, of course, what it's going to do in the race in terms of weather forecastings. If you watched MRCX on Friday, about the 8 laps or so I took part anyway, it was very slippy, intermediate conditions, and you know, it's typical British weather. Oh, 100%. It is, and this is one that it's a good, exactly that. You're dead on there. Where, you know, you try and sacrifice a bit for the longer straights to get that top speed, but there are so many fast corners throughout this track, and you mentioned the very critical and quite heavy traction zones that there are. It's more of a front wearing circuit than the rears, because it's the long sweeping curves of, you know, even Brooklands, Cops, your left and right through Maggots and Beckett's, and it is such a difficult circuit to nail a lap as well. And if you just get that bit of understeer, and that can really, really hamper a lap time around here. It's so critical, isn't it, to have that front end especially hooked up. Abbey. Yeah, only because I brought the map up. It's one of the only tracks on the calendar that, well, there's a couple, but it has every single corner has a name. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, Monza has, yes, true. There's a couple. There's Horseman. Wow, going into the club complex and. Final corner's bounced over the curb and does a 27.1. Error Voice currently on a 26.9, so fantastic opening lap for him. The DLS student's back out on the softs though. He's done his warm-up on the mediums. Put a heat cycle through them. Predominantly you'd say a one-stop race, but the chances of safety cars can be quite high around here, can't they? Which can really throw the cat amongst the pigeons. Yeah. 36? I actually think it's 36 miles an hour, yeah, because I run in miles an hour. I'm not sure if you run that or kilometres. Yeah, so that might be 50 for you. It's 36. Well, yeah, of course, living in Europe, you're going to be naturally on the metrics exactly. And they can't hear you, my friend. Amanda's saying we can't hear you. That's amazing. Exactly that. Oh no, well, so Ant is with me, Mandy. He actually is. I have not been talking to myself. I haven't gone that crazy yet. Borderline, but not yet.
Hello everyone, I'm sorry.
Let me know, Mandy, or anybody watching. We've got 3 likes already, 11 watching. Great to see you all. Join us in the live chat, of course, but if you can hear Ant, please speak up and let us know if you can hear him. So I'm definitely not going crazy.
Since I'm back,
you're back. You are back. Fantastic.
Yeah, lovely.
Oh, good evening again.
Yes.
We've been talking for 10 minutes, but yeah, good evening.
Oh, no. First the stream, now me.
No, yeah. So you guys don't know, we went live and went live for me and didn't go live for YouTube. So another fantastic one because they did kick me out earlier. I had to log back in at a quick moment's panic. But no harm done. So we've got. Let's have a quick look at through. 10 minutes into the session near enough. Simba in 6th, and he's set the lap time of a 27.3 on the medium tyres, and he's done 3 laps on those mediums. That is a fantastic opening lap time. You think if he's going to put the softs on, he'll go a good half a second, if not more, quicker.
Definitely. There are so many high speed corners and traction zones that the soft tyres are going to make a massive difference. We know Simba's quick, and yeah. We'll see probably half a second, probably more, of an improvement. But something else has caught my attention here as a very well-trained intermediate driver. Is this a Liverpool supporter thing, like driving with wet weather tyres? What's going on with Fanning?
I think Fanning may be on a qualifying ban, so he's coming out on the wets to do an outlap, get his setup, just see how it feels, which even on the wets is going to feel horrible. But
does
just
yeah. Sorry.
I think that's where it is.
If this indicates that we're not going to have any wet driving.
Good point. Good call. Because naturally, you do that quite regularly to save your tyres for the race and give you open for strategies and things. So, if it is potentially going to be a slight wet, would you then come out on the wets and save the inters, and then would that? Do you do that way around?
If I know there's going to be some rain, I'm going to run a normal qualifying session. I'll be using dry tyres. That's what I mean.
Right.
When I set the time, that depends. I don't know. Depends on the track and how I feel. But I would be saving what I think will be important tyres for the race. That's for sure. I'll see.
Well, Mandy's saying there's
a
possibly,
weird
she was
thing.
hearing from Simba that there's potential rain in the race. So maybe that'll be light rain, so intermediates could be kicking in there, and that's going to be fantastic. That was 1:26.6 from Fox.
Yeah. Right. Now this is the kind of time that is starting to get seriously quick. I can't remember what kind of times has been done in practice. You were in practice, I think.
I missed it last night. We had storms up here in the northeast, and it played a little bit of havoc with internet and whatnot. So I didn't get a chance to practice.
Okay. Well, I'll have a quick look then. And Chris set a 1:26.5 last night.
So practice is a little bit slow, but only a couple of tenths. It's not hugely slower than qualifying sessions. As a 26.5 from Wasser. So
Overall, set a 27.2, so he's already 3/10 up on his time.
Wow. So Sociopath we're just on board with the Haas man, coming to the end of his lap. We haven't actually done a full lap yet on board, but I have a man I'm earmarking that I'm going to do, so Sociopath does improve to 27.0. Where is the man I want to follow? Nope, he's halfway around the circuit.
He's improved by 3/10 in the middle sector. Well, up until the middle sector, so
Who was that, sorry?
into the final Hosman in 6th.
There he is. He's just coming across the line.
Yep.
Goes 3rd. And that's because of the high-speed corners that we were talking about. When the track rubbers in, you just have that much more confidence on turning, so much more confidence with the heat in the tyres and to hit the loud pedal, really.
Yeah, and the cars feel so good on this game when you've got high grip. So
They do. We're going to do an
amazing
on-board lap with the Lion King. I shouldn't have told him that because he'll know. But we're going flat out into Abbey first corner, flat out through turn 2. That is farm curve with the heavy braking into Village 3rd gear. Let the car run, and then difficult to get the car turned for the loop, as it is now called, turn 4. Flat out through turn 5. That is Aintree curve and down the well into straight the first of the DRS zones. I nearly said 3 of them, but 2 of them. Long, difficult late apex into Brooklands corner, and then again another downshift to 3rd to get the car turned through the never-ending Luffield. Important to get a good exit. You can actually use that curve nowadays through Luffield, through Woodcut there, flat out down the old pit straight, which is now the Hamilton straight. A little bit almost flat from Simba in qualifying trim through Cops corner, and here we come to the infamous Maggots corner, a slight downshift to keep the car turned and keep it kissing the apex through Beckett, and Chapel curve through onto the hanger straight, the second DRS on wide open, nearly 3.5 tenths up currently on this lap time. And we go into the ever exciting Stowe corner. Many exciting overtakes over the years. Doesn't run too wide, easy to do through there, and the heavy braking through Vale and into the club corner complex. Takes difficult to get the traction down through, but very important. The line comes up very quickly. He does a 26.6. Great lap from Simba into P2.
Yeah, that's the kind of time we're expecting from him.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Has he still got time to... Nah, he doesn't.
He doesn't quite, no. So those on an out lap are going to be on their final runs, and those in the pits have got a chance to get out one more time. Womack is up 1.5 through his first sector.
Got Jaxo as well improving. He was 3/10 up, I think, in the first sector. He's coming up to the second sector. Oh, and he's kind of level with his time, so he needs a big improvement in the final sector.
Yeah, we're just on board
with
Womack. Let's have a look at Jackson in the Red Bull, and he bails on that lap time. Typically, as soon as we go on board with him. But 20 people joining us already. Good evening, one and all. Good evening, Mr. Hardy. Good evening, Mr. Sargent. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. All 20 of you hit the like button. There's only 6 so far. One of those was me. So come on, folks. Hit the big like. The big thumbs up. Show your support for the MRC boys out this evening. What can Womax do? As he rounds the final corner into 28.2, so does improve up to 14th spot. So those guys now, you'd have to feel those are in the pits. They're going to have to be leaving pretty sharpish.
Yep.
With it being a 1.5 minute lap, and to get out the pits.
Oh, error voice has invalidated his lap.
Oh no, and he was currently in 5th as well. But he's got time. If he's not going to be able to charge his EOS, and it does use about 70%. Give or
Yeah, he
take.
probably could start another lap. I think you're right.
Yeah, he should be able to do that. He might struggle for EOS at the end, but he's got plenty of space behind him. So a lot of drive. Everybody, pretty much, Simba's in the pits. He went early, but now everybody on an outlap. So it's going to be fast and furious end to this qualifying session. On board with Neil as he goes through turn 2. What can he do? He hasn't got his ERS working at the moment. There's Neil, still on 100%. Let's have a look at Gatjan. He's down and bailed on his lap time. And I think he's got Red Car Rambo behind. He was on an outlap. So Ryan's going to be backing off. He's got plenty of room behind him as well, but he's got a Red Bull coming through fast. Fanning's on a fast lap. Maybe he was just taking his time as Fanning.
Perhaps, yeah.
Good evening, Palang.
Scottish Ninja is improving after 3 tenths, so that could bring him up to 14th. Hopefully he'll have a better final sector.
Let's have a look as he rounds Stowe into the final couple of corners. Gets that apex very nicely. Gets the car turned as we're on the nose. Oh, for him, good traction as well. He does a 27.9. Good improvement. Have a look. What can the Alfa Romeo of Mr. Rambo do? Takes entry a little bit wide. It doesn't hurt doing that. Gonna put a little bit more steering lock on, which can hamper you a little bit down the straight. And he's a 10th down so far. Womack has it retired from the session, and Fanning's disqualified for going the wrong way. Not sure where that was.
Extremely well. He's improving by 7 tenths.
Who was that, sorry?
So he's entering bit down in 17th.
Ooh, that's really interesting. So we're going to leave Rambo and let's have a look at what Carl's doing as he enters the final couple of corners. This could jump him up the order quite dramatically, and he does up to 9th. Great lap improvement by a second. Very good lap from him.
Ryan isn't improving. He's 2 tenths down this time, so...
Waz has improved a little bit in his time. He's got half a tenth to Simba, but Fox is on a lap. Let's just leave that and go to Fox River. What is he doing? He's about level. Looking at that. But he's now through the maggots, and Beckett takes a lot of curb, which he can get away with. And keeps it in the higher gear for 6 to keep the rear in check.
I'm surprised.
But he's 2 tenths down.
That might be the 6th gear thing.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, you see drivers sometimes using 5th, sometimes 6th. Depends on how they're... kind of the confidence level. You'd have to say. Fanning was on a quali ban, so yeah, he just did an outlap, so that's right. Oh, as Fox has gone wide and bailed on his lap time, so the best he's going to start is the Captain Nibs, as is, well, grass cutting. Sociopath has finished. Alex!
Oh my goodness, Alex has gone faster. So I was watching his lap, but I didn't think it would go that far up.
Wow, 6,000th of a second, right at the death. Alex has grabbed pole position from Wazza in the Williams. Wow, Simba in 3rd, 2,000ths ahead of Fox. Then we've got the Horsepipe, who may spring a leak, apparently, in the race. Then we've got Error Voice and the other Alpine in 6th. A good qualifying session from those boys. Captain Nibs in 7th. That's a fantastic qualifying from him as well. Sociopath in 8th. Neil in 9th. Bit in 10th. Oh, Ryan's actually set up for the wet, he said. Okay, interesting. I mean, I just wing it when it comes to the wet and hope. So I'm not gonna lie, I don't have wet setups. I just make it up.
That might be why it didn't go to plan on Friday.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
It's not always down to the driver.
No, I mean, thank you. Yeah, it may be. I mean, I'm running high-ish downforce anyway compared to some, but yeah, that's not ideal. You're right, Steve. It is only 1 second separating the top 13. We got to the top 10 of Bit, then Loppy in 11th with his teammate next to him. Oh, sorry, I should say behind him. In 12th, DRS Julian in 13th, Red Car in 14th, hoping for a wet race. Dumas Hornet in 15th, Grant in 16th, stepping up from Tier 3, of course. Womax in 17th. Tier 4 driver, I'm sure, is Airways, so 18th on the mediums. That's pretty good from him. Jackster in 19th, finding on qualifying ban. Is going to, I mean, you don't see that. The Red Bull's normally at the back of the grid. I mean, as a McLaren and Mercedes and an F1 lover, I love to see it. And I'm just going to see how many people react to that. Oh, there's the wet. Wow.
Right, let's hope that this means that Tier 1 is safe, right?
Oh, I really, really hope so. I hope you are right with that one. Oh, we haven't even jinxed it either. That's the best bit. Oh, wow.
Right. Well, let's keep our fingers crossed that most drivers have set their car up for the rain, because, yeah, we don't want to see everybody piling up and ending up with damage in Turn 1. Even though Turn 1 isn't really the danger, it's Turn 3.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, the first braking zone, but when you're fighting for position through Turn 1, it can go a little bit wrong.
It can get tight, yeah.
Yeah, I found that out in the main race on Friday by accident. But yeah, it can.
Because, with the rain, quite a bit of understeer, and
which is exactly what I had in that feature race. So let's have a quick look at the tyres. Everyone's on full wet tyres. That's how bad it is.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay, so
right.
We don't need to go through all that then. So at least we don't need to go through tyre strategies. If it stays like this, the wets don't genuinely last the full race. I think it's geared up to actually have a pit stop. Yeah. And wow, Alex already. And we got it helping. That was Simba going straight on as well. There is absolutely no grip whatsoever for these guys.
Tires up.
Yeah, this is so important, isn't it? To really, you can get them fired up quickly, but to actually get them to grip is another matter, isn't it? It's not just comes with heat. It kind of comes with a bit of wear, I find.
Yep, and I think it's of course, there's the wear coming into it, but I think there's a lot of confidence as well in the way you drive the car. You've got to find the right balance in between pushing the car and just staying off the throttle a bit and get through the corner at the correct speed, because if you've just been driving a car in dry conditions, like in qualifying with absolute maximum competence. I don't have the word.
Yeah, like attack mode.
Yeah, let's say attack mode. Well, you've got to learn how to hold back, So this is going to be the big challenge for these guys.
No, hit the nail on the head. I like that. Yeah, exactly. You're right. You got to brake that bit earlier. You've sometimes got to let the car almost trail brake through a lot of the corners to keep the front biting, and then the easy 3/4 half throttle until you get away up there, until the revs don't almost let them build in the lower gears. It's easy to spin up and lose. There is a bit of a gap actually behind hosepipe. So that's going to be difficult for those drivers to get. Quite a quick lap, I would have to say, from Alex, trying to get the heat in his tyres. So he's going to be sat in the grid a little bit. Good evening, Mr. Single Track. I hope you are well. Oh, Alex, that's going to put him at a bit of a disadvantage as well. I did that at the start of the feature race. I went to brake and I think that if it didn't stop me, I would have ended up about 4 positions further forward. I just didn't stop going to the grid. I was like, okay, that's me disqualified.
Not ready.
It just wasn't happening. But a few people are going to be disqualified from this. We're waiting for Fanning to join us at the back of the grid. There he is in the 20th position, and missed it, unfortunately. We just wait for the timing and position changes, and then we are going to have, there we are, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and first time this evening we go racing, and a good start from, well, actually a great start from Fox River in 4th. Alex gets away cleanly, and Fox on the inside of Simba going through turn 1. I think they're side by side. There still are. Simba's trying to keep it on the outside. What can Fox do under brakes? Simba's trying to use the outside line, and then he'll get the inside for turn 4. He's got that inside line. How's the understeer? Fox leaves him room. Oh, that's a big moment for Wazza ahead. How's that going to hamper the other two coming through? But Fox has got through. Simba's trying to go around the outside as well. And there's 3-4 stern going down the Wellington Straight already.
An absolutely amazing start there from Fanning. He's already up into P10.
Wow.
That Red Bull was a rocket ship. So,
wow, I would love to see that on board. Wow.
Start.
Up into ninth now, Error Voice and Red Car. Wow.
The other Red Bull kind of did a voucher Bottas, nearly. Not on this quite same scale as Bottas in Hungary, but yeah, there was a bit of contact, let's say.
Oh dear. Hopefully no damage though through that field. Loppy, Scottish Ninja battling as well. Scottish Ninja may have had a moment and has been swallowed up as he goes into this to the Maggots and Beckett's complex. There was a yellow flag. What's happened further down? I think that is the Aston Martin guys. It is. Scottish Ninja's gone around. Carl's had a poor start, unfortunately, as well, down to 19th. Neil in 20th as well, so they've not had the best of starts in this very tricky conditions. But, was that? They've just seen this Horseman.
Oh.
Horseman going on to the hangar straight. But Alex got away a little bit, and now Fox has put his hammer down, and he's closed that gap back up to 0.8 of a second. Was in second. Now, up. Oh, sorry, down, I should say, into third. 0.8 further back, so I think we're going to see a few... the times hovering a little bit. Oh, Carl bumped the pit wall off the line, unfortunately.
Oh.
Oh, dear. And he's pitted already. Long way to go, though. 26 laps of this race, so it is a... And it just seems to never end, this race.
Something's happened to Mark.
Yeah, he has. He's been passed by Sociopath as well, and he's got the first of the Alpha Towers. Wow, we've got a Red Bull. That's Fanning. Up into 8th. He's absolutely flying. Captain Nibs in 7th. He's having a great start as well.
Yeah, we've still got some timing glitches.
Yeah, we have.
We love that.
It wouldn't be an MRC race. It wouldn't be an F1 race without timing glitches. Yeah, Sociopath 2 seconds out the back of Wazza with Simba holding on. But we've got Fanning and Ryan very, very close as well. I think Fanning and Ryan are just going to be easing into this. Ryan is good in the wet. Actually, so is Fanning. He's very, very good in these conditions. So this is going to be interesting to see how these guys pull through. And already you can see Fanning's got a really good drive off Chapel, but not close enough to do anything to Captain Nibs. And one thing about the wet is you don't tend to use as much of your ERS because you're always afraid of the rear spinning up as much. You know, you're scared of that, so you want to save it as much as possible. Martin seems to love the wet. You are mental. Especially with no traction on this game. No. Just no. I personally, mate. Oh, Captain Nibs has had a moment as well. Oh, so unlucky. He was fighting up in like 7th place as well.
I've got to agree with Martin. It's much more enjoyable than it was on 22.
Okay, well, I didn't use no traction in 22. I'm not gonna. I've had to come to tier 1 and start fighting with you guys, and learn no traction control and the new game, and new handling and everything else, and it's stressful. But I tell you what, Fox has closed the gap to Alex. He was quick last week, was Fox. Got very, very unlucky in the last lap, but he's tried to switch back through Luffield, and he's already got past before Woodcote. What drive he had out of there. Wow, what a run. Oh, Fox, the new leader, started 4th.
I've got Fanning who's got past Ryan as well.
Yep, they're still line astern. But Fanning's dropped off the back of Gatian a little bit.
Yeah. I'm wondering if Ryan can use Fanning as a carriage to try and get back up to the guys up front, because Fanning is absolutely flying right now. Exactly,
yeah. Obviously very, very close friends as well. Always in a party together, but Ryan's right up the back of him. Ryan's trying to go on the outside, and they'll be talking to each other if he's going to have a go. Right, Fanning will be saying, okay, that's fine, but Ryan's backed out of that one. Trying to push him along, but sometimes like that, though, you can... Oh, who was that went a little bit? That was Simba struggling for grip a lot at this moment in time. Really struggling to find the traction.
Is it Aero Voice's fan?
Oh, it might be
don't know
Ryan
what
Rambo's
happened.
through on Fanning. So Ryan has got through in club. Now then, is he going to try to bring Fanning? Because Loppy's lurking as well.
Yeah, these guys don't really want to battle. I think if they battle too much, they'll be losing ground on the guys ahead.
Yeah.
So try and work together, guys. Try and work together. You're not
Exactly.
teammates,
That's
try and
sometimes,
do
you know,
it
when you try to work together, if you're faster and you're moving out of... Oh, Sociopath's taken Wazza for third. Wow, look at this, round the outside of Brooklyn into Luffield. And he's got the inside line. What can Wazza do with the switchback? We saw that from Fox early on. Can't make it happen. So Sociopath, the Haas is second and third. Never thought I'd say that one either. But they're having a
You
great...
never know, you know? Like Kevin Magnussen, Brazil, you never know.
Okay, fair point. Yeah, I'll give you that one. Yeah, I will give you that one. I think Wilmax has had a moment as well. He has, coming out of Luffield. He's dropping places now, down in 14th. I think Scottish Ninja may get past him, but he's under pressure from Captain Nibs and Neil as well.
Mind you, it was the grid was a Haas sandwich that day. He had him at the front of the grid and at the very back as well. So
it really was, really was. But with this, Simba seems to now have got that feel back. He's closed that gap by half now to Wazza. So he'll be happy with that. He'll be gaining a bit of confidence, especially with Gatyan and the ever-charging red car Rambo behind him. We've got a safety car. Where's that come from?
yeah, Scottish Ninja hit the wall, I guess, because he's got no front wing.
Oh no!
On the back straight. I can't remember the name of that straight.
The hanger straight. So many of this was called because it was a World War II airfield originally. Silverstone actually first hosted the British Grand Prix in 1948.
Right.
But it then became the first race in the inaugural Formula One World Championship 2 years later in 1950. And then only one of 4 tracks remain on the calendar every single year. It's never ever been off the calendar, which is an outstanding feat. Yeah, never been off. I think Italy, Italy's been one. Another, I should say.
The British Grand Prix has always been on the calendar, you mean?
Yeah, Monaco has always been on the calendar.
No, not Monaco.
I thought it was.
2020.
Well, yeah, okay, fair enough.
They didn't race
Oh, Fanning's had an issue with his internet. Hopefully he can get back into session. Luckily he's behind a safety car, so it won't happen too much if he can get back in. I'm going to have to look up. That's one thing I don't know. Okay, so load that up now to the 21 guys, and girls, of course. Sorry, Mandy, and anyone else watching. 4 tracks that have always been in the Formula One calendar. Silverstone being one, well, British Grand Prix being one.
Yeah, because it was held at other tracks as well.
Yeah,
all of that. So
yes.
I know there were European Grand Prix that were held elsewhere as well in the UK, but I'm not sure it was always at Silverstone.
I think you could be right.
Yeah, and same for Spa. I think there were a few races in other tracks in Belgium.
There was one or two other tracks. You're right.
I can't remember.
Yes.
It wasn't Zolta, but there was another track, I think.
And there was one beginning with a H, and for life, I can't remember the name. I'm sure it was beginning with a H.
Could be. I can't remember, but there must have been at least British Grand Prix every year. I'm pretty sure about that, even in 2020.
Was 2020 held in that?
Yeah,
it was behind closed door. Yeah, of course it was.
We had British Grand Prix and the 70th anniversary Grand Prix.
Oh, goodness me, of course. Yeah. There you go. Donington 94 was European, so it did have Donington. Of course, Donington, because it was the infamous first lap. It was like conditions like this, and Senna in the opening lap was regarded as one of the greatest opening laps of all time.
Was it that race? Okay.
I'm sure, but it must have been around potentially 94. Might have been a bit earlier, but it was definitely Donington.
Went from 7th to 1st, right?
Something like that. Yeah, it was just ridiculous. Just making moves that you just think that car's not going around there. Can we see the tyres a lot box? Well, very true. They did a few box. Let's have
get to that because we've got a few inter drivers.
Yeah, we have. So Scottish Ninja's the only one that's gone back onto the wets. Everyone else has gone onto the inters. Okay. I mean, there is a line forming there. You can see that on track.
Mm-hmm.
There's still
We'll have to
puddles.
see because
I don't know.
on MRCX, I can't remember who it was. I think it was G-Star. G-Star switched to the hard tyres, and his pace wasn't too far off. So perhaps we're in that zone where they're more or less the same performance.
Yeah, it could be.
But they're all going to be at the back, so
Be interesting to see.
if they can battle up to the front.
Exactly that. Exactly. Yeah, it could be 93, something like that. Yeah, 'cause that was Senna's infamous first lap. Dead right. So it's around that time. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I do have a bit of facts. So there's that's where I got wrong. So I misread my own writing, which is great because it's typed. So if I can't read that, I've got no chance. So Britain is the only. Sorry, the track is only one of 4 tracks to remain on the calendar ever since. But then Britain's the only country to have held a Grand Prix in every single year. So Italy would swap between Imola and Monza for a while, I think. Okay. And then I may have messed up my facts, but
it's more or less that.
But at least I get it out there first, and I can say I'm the one that did the facts, and I've got it wrong.
Exactly. So he made the research, he made the effort.
Exactly. Well, yeah. But then, to be fair, we've got Baby Hornet later on this evening for Tier 1 with Melvin, and we know Simon's very good with his facts. So if I'm wrong, he will correct me. I'm sure of it. So you mentioned. Yeah, I'm surprised about that. I thought we might have gone by now. You did mention, though, the championship standings.
Yes.
And it is the Haas boys leading the way. With Sociopath currently leading his teammate by 7 points in the standings. Both of them didn't score points last time out. And Sociopath hasn't actually scored points. Well, he missed 2 races. And then he didn't score points last time out, unfortunately, in Austria. Which allowed Alex to really close the gap, but he missed last week as well. They're only a point ahead of Wumax, who's currently in 13th.
Yeah, that's not looking good for him.
Not at the moment, but a long way to go. Still a long way. And then behind that, we've got Genie as well. Now, he's unfortunately unwell tonight, so he is not racing. So we wish him all the best, and hopefully he comes back very soon. Fanning is currently in 5th, so he's having a great season, this Fanning. He's currently in 8th and had it, as we've seen, an incredible start to this race. Then we've got...
Is a race.
Sorry?
I was saying a race win could absolutely change everything for any driver in the top 8 of the championship tonight.
I was about to do the maths. I'm glad you did that. But it could. Unfortunately, Mr. Singletrack is currently out in, somewhere in Europe. He's out in the hills. I know that much. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, going downhill very fast on 2 wheels like an absolute madman, dodging trees, logs, rocks, and the like. But yeah, we've got. You're right. But then, even just behind that, Jackster is level on points with Singletrack. Carl is having a great season. He's currently in 10th in the season. Unfortunately, we're going to be missing Andrew at Mr. Monster for a couple of weeks due to connection issues and internet, so not his fault, unfortunately, but hopefully he'll be back soon. And we have got the safety car in this lap. So it is going to be interesting to see from Ever Voice down what those guys can do on the fresh, wet tyres for Scottish Ninja. And it is easing up the rain, though.
It does look like that, yeah. Yeah,
so it definitely does. Yeah, it could be a genius strategy. Fox River's gone very, very early, trying to catch the Haas boys napping. And I tell you what, it didn't really catch Alex napping, but he caught Sociopath napping, though a little bit further back as Fox gets a clear run through Club Corner. Can't overtake. Well, they say the safety car line, but it's pretty much a start-finish line. I know I've been caught a few times this game. I can't do what I did in Brazil a few seasons ago, and I think I passed about 4 people before the start-finish line, the way that the safety car line worked.
Oh, yeah.
That was just...
It's very
I was loving life. I was honestly loving life at that point. I can't do that anymore. It's completely and utterly had me. Oh, Alex gets very squirrely outside of the loop. Sociopath not quite close enough to capitalise this time. Maybe he just sits there a little bit behind his teammate, biding his time. They've got a good gap towards the Simba. Second back at in a second, but Red Car now on the back of the AlphaTauri. It's going to be interesting to see how these tyres go through that heat cycle when they've cooled down a bit. Because some tyres don't like it. I think the medium tyres in dry conditions don't always like cooling down and then during the safety car periods and getting hot again. Ryan has got such great grip. Oh, he tried! Oh my goodness. Oh, that was scary. He nearly tried to go out the outside of Cops. Sociopath has got his teammate now as well going through maggots. I don't know if Alex had a moment going through Cops. But yeah, Ryan nearly had a look around the outside of Cops in the wet.
It looks like the units are already working. Everyone is right at the back of Rumax, and he's pushing him all along the hanging straight.
Oh, yeah, well, it was Loppy and Fanning side by side, but yeah, you're right. Well, let's have a look at the intermediate tyre there. Voice, and he does make that move down the straight. If it does dry, this is going to help the guys who have got a little bit of a mixed setup, who've gone for a bit of dry rather than the full wet conditions, which is where potentially Fanning and Ryan could get undone. I'm not saying they will, but they could. Simba's struggling to get the heat in the tyres. He's dropped back, and now Gatian right under his rear wing. But, Ryan, I think, was trying to have a look into turn one. But look at this ahead. Gatian and Simba. Gatian's trying to have a look on the inside. Is he close enough? Sticks a wheel there. That's dangerous to do. Simba just about leaves him room. So good awareness from Simba. And Gatian get the traction outside of the loop. Oh, Simba gets a twitch. God, so just Gatian going through entry. Oh, Simba, no! Oh, they've collected Ryan! Oh, no! Completely, everybody, I would have to say it, completely innocent through that. Simba got the twitch, tried to correct. Gatian was too close to avoid. Hit the Alpine of Simba, and Ryan just couldn't do anything about that in these conditions. Oh, that is so unlucky. Everybody's up to 7th now through that, through everyone trying to avoid.
It's working out beautifully for him.
It really has. And Jaxa as well. So now both Red Bulls started 19th and 20th. 9 laps in, 5th and 6th. Oh, they were before our voice decided to go through onto maggots in the wet. Alex is struggling massively. I think he's had another issue because Wazza's got past. He's dropped so much time already to Wazza.
Well, he was struggling at the beginning of the race with traction. He had a few moments on
and he pits. He is bailed. Let's bring those tyres up and keep an eye on what he decides to go on. You'd have to say, though, I think those who pitted for the Inters, absolute genius. Captain Nibs up to 8. Hoseman, who else is there? Who else is pitting? Gatian must have had a bit of wing damage. Simba's decided to stay out. We'll wait for those because the way the pit lane is to settle down. Those on the Inters already way up now.
Yeah, Airways and Julian at the back. They pit on the last lap, and I think they've gained about 4 seconds on the cars ahead.
Wow!
So it's working really well for them, but they pit a bit too late. So at least they're still gaining some time on every other driver that stayed on the wet tyres. So drivers like Simba, Redcar, Laupi.
Whoa! Look at that Emma voice. The grip. Sorry, mate. Just going through. Brooklands and Luffield, the grip that Error Voice had nearly went into the back of Fanning just purely on grip alone. He's got so much more traction, so much big side by side going downwards now the Hamilton straight, and he makes a move into Cops. The man is absolutely flying.
Starting to look like F1 against F2 at the moment.
Yeah, it is. And nothing against Fanning. He's had a fantastic race at this point, but I think. Going to go on board. Yeah, that rain is really light now. We've got Captain Nibs for company and Hosepipe as well.
The thing now is the wet weather drivers can't pit now. They've got to hope that a safety car's going to come out, or the weather drivers up very quickly to switch over to drive home.
Yep, Fanning's bailed, Sociopath bailed as well. The only person at the top 3 that hasn't is Wazza. I was just looking at the gap with Alex and Loppy. He was 16 seconds a minute ago. Now only 10.6 seconds. He's taken these 6 seconds out this lap alone. And Evervoice was 4 seconds further back from Wazza, or 5 seconds. Yeah, well, definitely not now.
Oh!
Oh, ooh, it might be soon.
He locked his rears.
Oh, it's a scary moment when that happens, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
There's
wow.
nothing you can do. I mean, if you lock your front tyres, you know what's going to happen. Your car is just not turning. But when you lock your rears, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how much you're going to spin around and get hit by somebody else.
Exactly, and look at this, Captain Nibs and
horrible.
Hosman. Wow, how close. Yes, Sarge, you're right. Fox could only see the 4 cars on his Delta, so he wouldn't have seen, really, unless he had somebody in a party that he knew how fast the Inters were, or you had us on. But yeah, would he feel the crossover? You probably would, wouldn't you? You'd feel that the wets aren't giving that overall grip. They'll be starting to slide. If you have the temperature gauge, you'll see potentially overheating, and you'll just feel the feedback.
The biggest clue is the tyre temperatures. If they skyrocket, you know it's time to change over.
Wow, look at the drive from there from Error Voice. Wow. And now Waz is under a lot of pressure from Captain Nibs, and Hosepipe's trying to look interest as well. Captain Nibs, great overtake from him, and what can Hosepipe do as well about Wazza? He decides to bail back, but what does Wazza do? Wazza does bail as well.
Yeah.
Hosepipe's got a 3-second, but he must have gone a little bit too wide. But now
He's done well
Inter's...
to get back up there though.
He
He
has.
was right at the back earlier on.
He did. Yeah, he was. Done really, really well. And just that safety car right on the crossover period. What a gamble it's been for those people. The top 5 were the ones who pitted. And look at them now. And you called it. So.
Ooh. No, that's a serious time from Alex. He's at least a second and a half quicker than anybody else at the moment, so...
Oof. Yeah, really
But
feeling
he's down
those
into
inters.
8. He was first and he's 8.
I know.
He'll
Let's
be
have a
kicking
quick...
himself for that.
He will. I think, like you mentioned, he was struggling on the wets. But now, with those inters are getting that bit drier, the grip's coming back in the track, and he'll just feel a little bit more at home. He won't need as much downforce that he'll have been missing and craving early on. He's still a little bit twitchy. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at Sociopath there, wrong hat. But yeah, I mean, look at the winners and the big winners and losers so far. Unfortunately, Simba had that moment. He was racing really, really well. He's down to 16th. Ryan got caught up in it. He's in 17th, down 3. Wazza down now 12 because of Scottish Ninja 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. Easy to do round here because it comes at you very early and it is very, very slow as well. But those guys at the top just gambled really, really well. Alex down 7, Airways up 9. Great start from him. The opening 12 laps, nearly halfway through this race. Fanning up 9. We saw Scottish Ninjas retired from the session. Don't know if he had damage. We saw him, I think he went, cross country a little bit early on.
On the Dark Podcast experience, I think we call it.
Yeah, so this fight at the front is getting a little bit tasty. Fox is now Sociopath. They're in the 38s now. Let's have a quick look at the penalties. So 5 seconds for Captain Nibs for speeding in the pit lane. 3 seconds for Hoseman. 5 seconds for Neil for the same thing. Airways has got 3. Woomax 3. GS Julian has just been passed by Jackson with 3. Loppy with 5. And Dumbest Hornet with 3 seconds. So nothing for everybody else currently in this race. Only one retirement halfway through with Scottish Ninja, unfortunately, in the pits. But so far, everyone very well behaved and some great racing in very tricky conditions. Still raining slightly as well, so track's not going to dry, well, at all in this moment, but the line's definitely there. If it continues like this, potentially, would it dry towards the end? The soft tyres going to be something people are going to be gearing up their pit strategy for. Well, they're going to be looking for potentially another set of inters.
They'll be thinking about it, that's for sure. Even if the engineer says no, that the rain will carry on, they'll be thinking about it. Because you never know with this game.
Exactly. Well, we use approximate. In the tier 3, tier 4, it's accurate weather. So if it says it's going to
struggled on his braking.
Yes.
Captain Nibs through.
Wow. Captain Nibs now leads the tier 2 race. He's got done as well. The Horseman's taken advantage. So from first to third in the space of in one straight. Is it going to be dry? You don't see it rain. It is still raining, Palag. You may need a better TV or phone if you can't see the rain, because these drivers certainly can.
Neil is closing that gap down pretty quickly.
Oh, have I Oh, we were on board and just through entry got the back sliding. He did extremely well to not send that through 360 or 180 or even into a wall as well. Got the car stopped and stopped from sliding, so he hasn't lost too many places, but that is going to really, really scare him. Carl's going well in fourth. He likes these conditions we've seen historically.
Yeah, he's been having some very, very decent results in the last few weeks, so that's only going in the right direction for him.
Yep, exactly that. Yeah, he's. Let's have a look. Where has he been? He's had he's top. He's had 2 4. Hang on, that's points for. He's had a 4th place, 2 5ths as well this season. Yeah. So yeah, 2 7ths as well, and an 8th. And so yeah, it's going well for him. Going well this season for Carl.
He's been driving well in MRCX as well. So.
He has, yeah.
Is he 5th in the standings, I think?
Oh, I haven't looked, I'm not going to lie.
Doing pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. Evervoice has pitted. Oh, as Carl goes very sideways. So Evervoice has pitted. Now, this could be, if he's going to go to another set of inters, let's have a quick look.
I think this could be a smart move. Unless there's a safety car.
Well, yeah, there is that.
Yeah. But, because I'm not sure that these tires could go to the end, you know. 20 odd laps. I think it's a bit of they can, but they might feel a bit crap at the end.
Yeah.
So.
Oh no! What happened to Captain Nibs? Oh no! He's spun it out of entry as well. Oh, Captain Nibs! Oh no!
And he's on 9-lap-old tires as well.
He is.
So.
I wonder if they're just
the same age, and I think this is the best move because at some point the other drivers with fresher tires, they'll go through that phase as well.
Yeah, but they're going to be right at the end of the race with low fuel. Now, the inters do what some of I find, correct me if I'm wrong, if you're in the YouTube chat, guys, don't forget, all 27, you hit the like button, please. Give us a bit of subscribing, give us a bit of share, and please hit the comments. I find, and if you're wrong, if I'm wrong, sorry, please correct me. Oh, the Banshee man, we miss you. He's with us, as always. I knew you would be. You never let me down. I think the inters go through a graining phase as they wear a little bit.
They go through a lot of wear.
They do go through a lot of wear.
Yeah.
But as they get older, I find they don't feel great. Can they just decide to stay out? But Sociopath is on the back of Fox. They both pitted off, of course, at the same time. Evervoice has already made it through on Jackster.
Yep, that gap is closing down very quickly through Max 2. Isn't exactly a slow driver.
No, definitely not.
So, I think this is a very good move. As you said, there's going to be a draining phase, quite a bit of wear going on for the other guys as well. So, considering how powerful the undercut is in this game as well,
yeah,
this could be a race-winning move after his spin.
Yeah, could be as well with a few penalties as well. Gav, I know, I just remember back to that race with Gav in Spain. Lost out a little bit to the end, but didn't pit. I think it was wet or inters that he had for the full race, and that was just another level. Oh, Jackson and Simba, they've had an issue. Let's have a quick look back there. Oh, Simba's gone round. I don't know if there was contact. Jackster as well is back there. Thomas Hornet, Ryan is past and through as well. Simba doesn't have any damage, luckily, on the Alpine, but it's
his dream race.
I know he qualified fantastically well in third, and it's just not gone well for him this evening.
Could probably have a quick look on penalties.
Yeah, let's have a look on those. So, more and more creeping in now. Carl's hanging with Neil. Sociopath closed the back on Fox River. That gap's hovered around the just over 4 seconds for a little while now. Alex is now through on Captain Nibs. What's happened? Oh, Captain Nibs has pitted. Got a panic then.
Voice is about to
wow. Yeah, that was 4 seconds a lap ago.
4 seconds.
Well, look at that on the inside into corner. Can he get the car stopped? He does. What a move under braking. And I think... Nope, it hasn't. I thought it stopped raining for a moment then. I honestly thought it had stopped and he pits. Wow. What were we doing a minute? 38, 40s? And he's done a 136.9.
Yeah, well...
Oh, Simba.
To get the fastest lap. The fastest lap for the guys up front is a 139.5.
Wow. And he's just lifted them by 3 seconds. So, struggling with traction as well through the loop to get the car turn. He's got 8.5 seconds to Wazza up front. So that's the full length of the Wellington Straight. Let's just see how...
10 laps to go. This is very promising for Fabian.
It is. If those tyres really drop off for the guys ahead, let's have another back look to the tyres. It's the top 3 are going to suffer the most. Fox has had that gap. He's closed it by about 8 tenths. Sociopath's dropped off a little bit. Airways, great race from him. He's in 7th, holding on the back of Alex, who, as we both know, is definitely not a slouch. But I tell you what, Alex had a moment. What happened there? Did Alex? I have no idea. He goes and... Wow, what happened there? Regardless, Airways is through. Neil's pitted.
Yeah,
and got 5 seconds for it. Oh, unlucky.
So this is going to be interesting to see if Neil still is ahead of Error Voice.
Yeah. It really is, isn't it? I don't think the gap's there. Oh, Airways, we saw on board with you, and you went, what? Oh, a bit twitchy there. That's not fun if you go twitchy around the last corner like that in the front of the pit straight. That's oh dear, not ideal. So where is Neil? He's still coming down the pit lane. Where's our boys coming out of the last corner? This is going to be close, but I think. Oh, the speed difference, though. I think Neil's going to have it. Neil does have it.
But that gap has closed down significantly. It's only down to 3 seconds now.
Yep. And Neil's going to be scrambling to get the heat in, to feel where the grip is. Well, our voice, it's 3 laps there. Those tyres are going to be up to temperature and feeling rather tasty.
Hosen's in a bit of trouble because if he pits this lap, he'll be losing out quite a bit more than what Neil has. And he's got a penalty.
He has. He's got that 3 second penalty.
So he wants to hit it this lap, or he's got to commit to this set side.
Yeah, you're right. He really does. So we're going to leave the tyre screen on at the moment. We're just watching a few of the gaps. Sociopath's now... Hang on, Airways has got through Sociopath. Fanning has now got... The Haas boys are struggling. By the looks of it, Airways just seen him go through Alex. He's now got through Sociopath. Fanning's got through Alex as well. Airways is absolutely flying. He's on the back of Fox River. Oh, yeah. I think there's a bit of a desync going on here. He's kind of just driven through Fox. I think Airways on a different track to everybody else. He's flying.
Well, he's been doing extremely well recently. Oh,
yeah. What happened there? That's Fanning got Sociopath. That's a McLaren. Is that Dumas Hornet? Oh, Geos Julian DNF'd in the middle of the track. He left the session. That's really, really strange. Hopefully, we're not seeing desyncs. That is very strange. Airways already passed it. Yeah.
That's one way of going past someone.
And he's close half a second already, and even more already on Hoseman. This is the strangest desync I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Because that gap is just tumbling, as though he's on dry tyres on on softs compared to.
There is a 4-lap difference, and Aerovoice had his troubles at around lap 10, so Airways is on lap 10, but we don't know how bad the tyres would have been on lap 14.
He's closed over a second already this lap, and that gap, it's not even hovering through anything. It's just coming down and down and down already 2 seconds.
I think you're right. He's on another track.
Because I wonder if everyone's ghosted for him. Like, this is no disrespect, he is a good driver, but Hoseman is no slouch, as we know. Fanning's got through on Carl. Look, he's just gone straight
gone
through
through.
again.
He's gone through.
And now takes the lead. This is the strangest thing I have ever seen.
Yeah, there's a big desync. It's going to be interesting to see everybody else's results. If everybody's listening on the stream, please save your race results so we can try and dissect whatever's going on here.
Yeah, definitely, 110%. And now Neil sets the fastest lap of the race. Wow, he's on fresh inters as well. He's pulled away. He's got that. He's pulled through from Evervoice now. Evervoice is on the back where Wazza and Gatian are fighting away.
This is
Oh, what the LOL has said for him, it's dry. Well, it does seem that way. It does look like it. What? Oh, drier. Well, yeah. This is the strangest thing. He just pulled a 3-second gap on Horseman. He was coming through though. Hopefully he hasn't got it as well. Fanning, we saw earlier, he has got it. Because the Ferrari of Horseman ghosted.
Yeah. Well, let's just assume this is normal and that gap is already 4 seconds. Something's wrong. There's been an 8-second swing in a lap.
Yeah.
Between Husman and Airways. This is
very
different
strange.
Conditions. Literally different conditions.
As now Horseman, and now Horseman's out got the lead.
So, but on track he's behind.
Oh, for goodness sake. And he pits.
Oh.
And Airways is sorry pitted. Airways is pitted. So Horseman's behind him. Okay, yeah, you're right. I think we have this. As we said, please save your footage, guys, and we will try to make sense of. Well, Fanning was up there. Now he's back in. I'm so lost.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah,
well, let's just see if there's any on-track battles, and let's watch these guys. I'll tell you what, he is a good on-track battle. I don't know where Voice is in comparison to that. Oh, that'll be him. 5 seconds. He's not. He's right under the rear wing of Was. Let's hope these guys haven't desynced as well, because this is with Gatian. I just don't even know if I need to commentate or just go, let's just see what happens. I don't know anymore.
Yep. Well, I'm speechless.
Yeah. Well, what the LOL? I'd like to see who you are in terms of your Discord name, my friend. That'll be ideal. But yeah, the centres could be right at the end of the game. Well, yeah, because they have jumped backwards and forwards a little bit. Horseman pitted. Oh no, he hasn't pitted, but now he's back down in 11th. He hasn't lost that much time.
Everybody's changed the game.
Oh, we are just gonna now Gatian and Everton. Now they're the top 3. Right. Okay. Cool.
What numbers have you got for the lottery this week? Oh dear. This is exciting. We've got Error Voice at the back now. So.
Oh my goodness, mate. Yeah, this is fun and games. We'll let this play out. Yeah, because we've got on the map we have got the Ferrari 1-2, which is a fantastic bit of racing, especially from Carl. Then we've got Fox, as I can see him a little bit further back. And then, yeah, I can see the 2 Haas boys, but it looks like there's an Aston Martin in between them. Potentially.
It's Airways.
Oh.
Is he on the same lap, or is he...
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, he's pitted, so actually... well, he should be. He was... I don't know. Pass, but look at this battle!
He should be on the same lap.
Yeah, I think he is.
That much quicker because the guys ahead on 70 lap old tyres. We know that's true.
Yeah.
So it's pretty plausible that. Oh no, he's spun.
Oh no!
Come on, mate. Come on.
But now Horseman's 15th.
It's plausible that he'd be 3 or 4 seconds quicker a lap. That's pretty plausible now.
Yeah, it would be but now we've got the Haas boys. Yeah, I'm just not even going to pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Because
let's just try and see if there are battles on track, and
we've kind of been on. Oh, it's sort of rectified itself for gaps then, but we've still got this battle with Gatian, Wazza, Aerovoice, and Wumax all line astern, and they all seem to be very similar pace. There's great defending from Gatian. I'm going to go and hide. the UI and the side, because for now, how many laps have we got? Let's have a quick look. 3 more laps after this. I hope that's right.
Yeah. It's a pretty good idea to forget about that.
But yeah, we're going to get rid of that for now.
I think it's looking pretty dry. I'm wondering if there could be a cheeky DRS to get enabled in the last few laps.
Oh, well, there's still a little bit of rain I can see. But you're right, it's no, there is a possibility for it to be enabled by the last lap or two.
It can still be enabled when it's raining.
Yeah.
When it's just dry enough. So I don't know how it's going right now, but the surface looks wet, of course, but not as wet as it could be.
Yeah, you're right. Definitely into. Look at this. We've got the Williams on side by side with their voice into Stowe corner, and on the inside makes the move. So now, what a great move that was. The Williams ahead is not quite quick enough to get past Gatian. There, you mentioned it. You called it. You've done that a few times tonight. You do. I tell you what, I want your lottery numbers. Never mind mine.
Oh well, yeah. Sometimes I can say things that make sense.
We've got a slow-moving Haas just ahead as well. I don't know who that was that had the issue. Is that Alex? I don't know. I missed him. I tried to speak to him. It was Alex.
It can't be that slow. Oh,
he has. He's had a big moment somewhere, and he's fighting the wheel. Oh, he's struggling massively. The Haas man there,
and
as well.
The voice has gone through. Gone past. Still raining.
It is. Alex is pitted, but I give in. Well, he wasn't. What have we got? Everyone slow down. Have we now got a safety car or?
Some drivers have put some soft tyres on, so this could be a safety car. But I can't see the safety car.
No, we haven't even got yellows. Right. Okay. So now some people have slowed down.
I mean,
pit limiter on for Wazza. Wazza had the pit limiter on, and Husband, I'm so at a loss.
Yeah, I'm beginning to wonder if this race will stand at all.
I'm kind of thinking the same. We will still soldier to the end. Well, we've still got drivers going flat out, you see. So
it stopped raining.
It has. So for the next couple of laps with the tyres and the timing differences, who knows? We're not going to hold a red flag at this moment. We're right at the end of the race, so we'll see as what was pointed out. If the standings work, but we may have to rerun this race, and we may even have to question the Tier 1 race later on should this happen. Chances are for some of these drivers, it's fine. That's the reality as well. That's the weirdest thing. Sociopath's pitted now. Oh, it says he has. But there's no one in the pits, so I give in.
This is pretty messed up. So
yeah.
As you said, let's just ignore the standings and just enjoy the racing.
Yeah, because
we've got two Alfa Romeos fighting over possibly fourth position. I don't know. No, they're pretty far back. They're not fighting for points, is it?
I mean, you never know at this point. There could be. They could be fighting for the lead, as far as they're concerned. I mean, we had a really good race early on. A lot of very clean overtakes. I think, unfortunately, Simba got caught up in a few bits.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, DNF, Julian, and Scottish Ninja as well. So, hopefully, but yeah, that is a very dry track now. Those inters are not going to be nice one bit. Our voice has had a moment. I don't know if he's had a collision with someone, but his inters may not be as bad as others. But we're just going to leave.
The guys ahead, there are not many laps left.
I think they're just going to try to keep it. And now we have started the last lap. I hope we've started the last lap. I don't even know it was in the lead. We'll find out in the end.
You're on lap. Hey, you know what? You're on lap 26. Guess what lap I'm on?
Go on.
Lap 20 and 25. Oh no, I was on a different car. That's why. Okay.
Ah, you were. Oh, I thought no. If we're going to desync, we've got no.
No, we do have a desync because I was on lap 25 and everyone is now on lap 26. So there was a bit of an issue, even between us.
Yeah. So I'm trying to work out who's leading this this train.
I think it's still Houghton.
I think it might be. Oh, where's he gone? There he is. Yep, he's coming to the last corner and he's on lap 26. So potentially,
Maybe our race winner?
possibly,
Maybe.
but you're still going. So
Yeah,
I
still going.
don't know. I honestly, we have no clue. So this may get rerun, and then we've got Fox going slowly as well. Has he run out of fuel? I think he has.
Oh, that could be a good point.
I think Fox has run out of fuel. Through Maggots and Beckett's. In a Mercedes, it's not a puncher.
He has.
He can't get out of third gear. He has. I'm trying to look on his dashboard. He's got +2 though. So we're going to see him, but potentially we're going to see a Mercedes victory for Neil.
Or has his race already ended?
Oh crikey, don't do that to me.
Oh.
Captain Nibs, unfortunately, right at the end. Let's have a look. If Neil crosses the line, does he take the checkered flag? He does take the checkered flag. Well, we've seen the checkered flag. Has he actually? I don't have a clue. We're gonna. Honestly.
Oh, what a joke!
What's happened? Wow. I like to say it was good fun.
Entertained, guys.
Yeah.
Please don't forget to like.
We've got 10 likes, so fantastic. Thank you for that, folks. Don't forget to hit the subscribe. This doesn't happen every week. We promise.
Thankfully.
Exactly.
You know what? I'm going to send a message in the.
Oh, now we're getting the
Discord to ask who's won.
Yeah, that's not a bad call. But we're getting the checkered flags through now, and we've got the Fox has taken the win from Holzman, then Sociopath, then Error Voice right behind him. Then, but this might be sorting itself out now.
I honestly don't know.
I hope so. Because if Fox takes it, then it will be through Neil with penalties, because he did have a 5-second penalty early on to serve. So let's wait for the rest of the drivers to finish, and then we'll run through what is maybe the finishing order.
Yeah, well, we'll have to go by that for now.
Yeah, we will, and then we'll come back, and stewards, I'm sure, will look at it and make a judgment call. Don't forget, guys, if you have got your footage, please save it. We may need it for reference. Our voice driver of the day. I think it's going to be a bit difficult for us to pick.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pass that one. Although, just like that, just overall with the race, without thinking about results, I think Error Voice had a pretty good race. He went for the gamble for the Inters, made it work, gambled again, and it maybe would have worked. We don't know. We probably never will. So I would go for Error Voice. But that's just my gut feeling.
Yeah, I could definitely go with that. I could also go for Carl as well, started in 10th, and Fanning as well. Him in the early stage was absolutely lightning quick. Same with Ryan. Yeah. So there's a few drivers there who really excelled in what was the tricky wet conditions early on. And as you say, Eric Royce was one of the first ones. There was a few of them with him, of course, that took the gamble. And, really, really made it pay off. So we think this is the potential standings. We'll leave it to stewards and your better judgment, everybody. But if so, we have DRS Julian Simba, Scottish Ninja, who did not finish. The point scorers as it stands is Fox River 8 takes the win, with Holzman in second, Sociopath in third, Error Voice win fourth, Carl in fifth, Alex in sixth, Fanning in seventh, Red Car in eighth, Wazza in ninth, and Gassian in 10th.
Well done to everyone who's finished anyway.
100%, yeah. Very tricky conditions, as we saw, going dry right at the end, and hopefully those time glitches weren't for you guys, and hopefully it will be rectified for Tier 1 coming in about 20 minutes' time, where we'll be on track for however long, we'll see.
Indeed.
We've got Baby Hornet and Mini Max Melvin will be joining him in the commentary box. Don't forget to hit the like button. I know it wasn't ideal tonight with the little timing glitches that we saw, but like I said, it doesn't always happen, folks. You can usually rely on us for excitement and entertaining racing. Thank you, and it's been a pleasure. It's been a while, it's been a great pleasure.
It has. It has. It's been good fun, good entertainment, and overall pretty good racing. So, a good night if we put the bugs aside.
Yeah, definitely. It has been good fun as well, and very exciting. So thanks to you as well, and thanks to everybody watching and taking part. We've got us, of course, in 20 minutes or so, time 8:45, we get underway for qualifying for Tier 1, and then Wednesday we're Tier 3, Tier 4, and then on Friday we head to Budapest and Hungary for our penultimate round of the season. So, join us then, folks, and we will see you very, very soon. Thanks again, and we will see you all soon. Good night.
Night.